We come to the next section that we want to talk about, and that is the issue of gharar, the issue of selling the unknown. Why are we talking about the things that we're talking about? It is because if you want to look at the buyu, those transactions of buying and selling which are haram in Islam, you can divide them up. You can divide them up into 3 different types of things. The first thing that the Islam prohibits are specific things that are haram to buy and sell, such as we mentioned, pork and alcohol and the dead meat, etc., etc. The second type of thing that Sharia in general says is haram is that which has gharar in it, uncertainty in it. The third type is ribah, and we'll come to that. So gharar is from the second type of thing the Sharia prohibits in general. Okay, we're talking about general, broad topics that the Sharia prohibits. Is the issue of gharar and selling the unknown. Gharar means uncertainty. So the gharar is basically something unknown, uncertainty, and the hukum and the hikmah why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want us to sell something that which is unknown or that which the other person is not certain about, is because the Sharia, as we said, wants to prevent arguments, isn't it? The Sharia wants to prevent arguments. Sharia doesn't want us to argue, because when we find that the product that we just bought, which we didn't know what it was, and we just find, hey, it's not really what not really worth the money that I gave him, you're going to argue with him. And Sharia wants to prevent that argument. Also, Sharia wants to prevent dhulm, so it doesn't want the other person to have dhulm upon you. So he doesn't, for example, want you to pay £1,000 and you just give him a pen for it, for example. He wants to prevent the dhulm. So this is why, as well, buying and selling the unknown is not allowed. Gharar can be of different types. Gharar is of different types. It can be extreme gharar, absolutely nothing known. Like, for example, a person can come to you and say, I have a house in Japan, you want to buy it? I say, okay, tell me about the size, tell me about how many rooms it has, tell me what it is, how is it, is it a townhouse, what is it? He said, no, I'm not saying anything, I just have a house, you want to buy it? That's really unknown, isn't it? So the guy says, okay, inshallah, yeah, okay, I'll buy it. Right? Then he goes and he sees the house and finds it to be a dump. Right? This is what Sharia wants to prevent. So this is extreme gharar, extreme uncertainty, when absolutely everything about the product is not known. In order to not have gharar, we need to tell the people 2 things. We need to tell the people the quantity and the quality. With the quantity, obviously, the number of items there is. With the quality, we mean the description and the characteristics of that product. When we have the quantity and the quality known, then we have removed gharar. If one of the 2 is not known, then we have gharar in the contract. So if someone says, I'll sell you pens, but he doesn't tell you how many pens he'll sell. For $5, for example, £5, he won't tell you how many pens he's selling. Then there is gharar in the contract. Or he'll tell you, I'll sell you 5 of something, right? Then there's also gharar in it. Why? Because he's told you the number, however, not the description or the characteristic of that product. Even if you were to say, I'll sell you 5 cars, that would not be enough. Why? Because because you still have to tell him what type of car, what model, what is it new or used, etc., etc. So as long as people have described their product to an extent in which the uncertainty is lifted, then the gharar is minimal, and so we can buy and sell. Okay? So it all goes back, therefore, to the customs of the people. Like, for example, you can't, when you go and buy an egg in the market, in the local grocery store, yeah, and you go and buy an egg, obviously you don't know what's inside the egg. Do you know what's inside the egg? You don't know. In the same way, you go, for example, you want to buy a Kit Kat. You go and buy the Kit Kat, obviously you don't know what's inside the Kit Kat, isn't it? You don't know what's inside the wrapper. You obviously know because it's the custom of the people that obviously in this sort of cover it's going to be a Kit Kat, right? It's red in color and it's this size. It says Kit Kat on it. It says crunchy on it. Yeah. So obviously it's going to be a Kit Kat in it, but you can't see it. That's gharar, isn't it? That's the unknown. because he can't see. And in the same way, the egg, and this is the classical example that the ulama give, the egg. You can't see what's inside the egg. But can you buy the egg? Yes, the answer is yes. Why? Because this sort of gharar is minimal and it's forgiven by Sharia. And because the customs of the people is that this sort of product is usually bought and sold in this way, because you can't just break an egg, no one will buy it then. And you can't open a wrapper from a Kit Kat, no one will buy it then. So this is how these sort of products are sold, and so this limited gharar is forgiven in this issue. Okay, an example of gharar is all you can eat. It's gharar, isn't it? All you can eat is gharar. You don't know the quantity. Okay, you know what the product will be. It's pizzas. Okay, you're going to go to Pizza Hut and you're going to eat there. Obviously, inshallah, we're not going to eat a Pizza Hut, but as an example, you go to Pizza Hut, you go to all you can eat for 20 pounds, and they say you can eat all for 20, as much as you want for 20 pounds. But am I going to be, 6 pounds, yeah? 6 pounds 50, is it? 6 pounds, okay. 6 pounds. Allah Ustad. Okay, 6 pounds you go there, and you might eat 2 pizzas, you might eat 2 pieces, you might eat more or less. You don't know exactly how much. And this sort of contract may cause a person to be angry, because after you've eaten a pizza and you tell the guy, hey, make another one, and he's going, oh, that guy's eating so much, and they go and make another one, and then he eats and says, make me another one. You know what I mean? Islam wants to prevent this sort of uncertainty, and that's why these sort of contracts are not valid in Islam. Are not valid, even though all you can eat has become so popular now. But the issue is that Islam, it is something new to Islam. These sort of all-you-can-eat stuff have not been there in the time of Rasulullah. Yeah, they had something like, drinking water, but they never had, for example, all-you-can-eat drink, or all-you-can-drink water. They would sell, for example, a glass of water in the time of Rasulullah for a particular price, for one day, for example. But they wouldn't, for example, sell all-you-can-drink water for 2 days, for example. Now, it's very important to understand, akhi, because we don't want to buy and sell in a manner in which we will cause harm to the other person. Right. The types, okay, how do we make all you can eat halal? Just as a point of benefit. So inshallah you won't start, just leaving all those all you can eat places. Because I know people are probably thinking, Allahu Mustaan. I was just gonna go from the talk and go to an all you can eat place. No. The way you can make it halal, inshallah, is that if you go to the all you can eat place and tell them, listen, yes, I want to take the all you can eat deal, but really I'm not going to eat everything, all I can eat. What I'm going to do is I just want 2 pizzas, just make me 2 pizzas and 2 drinks, that's it. I'm not going to increase on top of that. That's fine. Why? Because you have told him the pizza and you told him the quantity. Very easy. He'll be happy because he knows exactly what he's doing, right? How many pizzas he's selling, he knows exactly. And you're happy too because it's halal. Alhamdulillah, right? Obviously you're not going to eat more than 2 pizzas anyway, are you? So this is the way you can make the all you can eat halal, by actually at the time of telling them that you want the all you can eat deal, you tell them, I would only want these two, the amount of quantity, etc. that you want. The types of gharar, as an example, how many different types of gharar there are. The types of gharar may be that it is non-existent. So for example, selling that which doesn't exist is an example of gharar. Such as, for example, selling the fruits and produce from a land 10 years in advance. I'll sell you whatever my land will produce in 10 years. After 10 years, right? In the 10th year, in 2010, however much dates my date palms make, I'll sell it to you now. That's silly because it doesn't exist now yet. And Rasulullah prohibited that because that's what the Arabs used to do. They used to sell thimar to sanatain al-an. They used to sell, the produce from their date palms, in 10 years, in 2 years and 3 years. Now, that is an example of gharar. Another example is that which you are not able to deliver.